Hello, everyone, and welcome to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. I am your host, Kevin Reed, and this is the review of the new horror comedy film, Cold Storage. This film stars Georgina, Campbell, and Keery, and it follows the attempt at containing a parasitic fungus that leaks out of an abandoned military base. It also stars Liam Neeson, directed by Johnny Campbell, and it is written by David Koepp, based on a novel written by David Koepp. And if you don't know who David Koepp is, he is an accomplished screenwriter in Hollywood. He wrote the Jurassic Park, well, the first two Jurassic Park and the last one, the most previous Jurassic World Rebirth. He wrote that as well. But he wrote the first Mission Impossible film and many other big Hollywood blockbusters. And nothing says a good time than a good horror comedy film. You know, when you see a horror comedy on the marquee, you know that, you know, you're just going for a good time. You're in there just to turn your brain off for 90 minutes to 2 hours and, you know, just enjoy the show. And that's all I did when I walked in to watch Cold Storage. It's one of those movies that it could have easily slipped under the cracks, which I'm pretty sure it did for a lot of people, or has for a lot of people. But it was on my radar for a number of reasons. Keery, who I've become a big fan of course, Stranger Things. You know, everybody knows him as Steve, and he wrapped up that little portion of his career with that show just a month ago. And I also enjoyed him on I think it was the last season of Fargo. He was on there. I think he played the son of John Hamm's character, and I was blown away by his performance in that. But I've seen him in other things that I enjoyed him in, and for him to be the star of a film, I wanted this to work so bad because I want to see more of Keery. Because honestly, I think he has the it factor. He can carry a film. He can carry a film series. He can be a part of the MCU or the DCU or any franchise that enlist his services would be an upgrade, I think, because he's funny. He can be serious. He can be menacing. If you saw him on Fargo, he has it, you know. Good looking guy as well. He has all of it. He's the bee's knees. And so when this came along, I'm like, okay, this is his first little starring feature film. Let's get it going. Then you got Georgina Campbell, who I last saw on Barbarian. And Barbarian is a film that took the world by storm a few years ago. And I mean, I've been waiting to see her pop up in something else. Of course, she's been working, but in another mainstream film. And so, and you got Liam Neeson. So, I mean, come on. Written by David Koepp. Let's get it going. This movie was horrible, man. This was so bad. This was so bad. It's not even, I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest with you. I actually fought internally on reviewing this film because I'm like, is it worth it? Is it really worth reviewing? I don't know what to say about it. I really have nothing to say about this movie other than the fact it was a waste of an hour and a half. This movie had no substance and had nothing to hook you in. This was a perfect premise. The premise was there. I mean, you have these two employees. They work at a storage facility. In this storage facility, buried deep, is a military, because it was a former military base, and you have this fungus that they kept down there, but oh no, they forgot it was down there, of course, after all these years, and it got loose. And They had to find a way to contain it. Okay, cool. That's a cool little premise. Nothing big. Just a cool little premise with these two characters in this storage facility. But it's like it was trying to do a lot, but at the same time trying to ground it. It was so unbalanced. It was so uneven. It was all over the place. This was probably my most disappointed I felt watching the movie. And I had zero expectations about it. I knew it wasn't going to be great, but at least be decent, at least be watchable. I just walked away from it, and I can't tell you one thing about this movie. I don't remember anything. It is so forgettable. The the fact that it's a horror comedy, I don't even know why it's described as such. There's no comedy. The only comedy that comes from this film, believe it or not, is from Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is the only one who knew what movie he was in. He knew exactly what this film was, and he nailed it. The best part of the movie was Liam Neeson. Unfortunately, he's not in it that much. He's not. Uh, Now that's not to denigrate our two leads here, Georgina Campbell and Joe Keery. They were good. The acting was good, but they didn't have anything to work with. That was the problem. The problem was the screenplay. They had nothing to work with, and they tried to make chicken salad out of chicken, you know what, and unfortunately, it wasn't enough. They couldn't do it. You can see the effort in them, and that's what's so disappointing because everybody involved here, at least in front of the camera, I actually saw effort, and I feel so bad for them because they tried, but yeah, man, they had no help. They had no help from the screenplay. They had no help from the director. Johnny Campbell, who I'm not familiar with any. I think he was mostly worked in television, and you could tell because it looks episodic. The way the film is edited and shot, it just felt like something on TV. If this movie was dumped on streaming, I probably wouldn't feel so offended by it. But I didn't get it. It just did not draw me in. Now, with that said, the first 10 minutes of this movie, 15, I'll give it 15. First 15 minutes of the movie, I thought we were getting somewhere. It actually flushed out the story. It set up the story, and it was decent. And so I was engaged. But then as it went on, it just went in a complete different direction. It just abandoned everything from it was like two different movies. It set up a different movie than what we got. I don't know why it went in this direction because it was setting up a very not so much serious film, but a grounded film. And then we flash forward a few years, I think 18 years we jump, and it sets up like this goofball comedy that wasn't funny. And then about 15 minutes later, it kind of sets up a romantic comedy that went nowhere. And then it sets up a horror film that wasn't scary. And then we get through this little tense period throughout the remainder of the film till the end. And then it turns into an action movie that had little to no action. And then the end. It was like, okay, what did I just watch? What am I supposed to walk away from this movie with? I'm just baffled. I'm truly blown away that this movie got greenlit. I'm blown away that they actually made this and put this out. I don't get it. Well, I will say this. Not to rag on it too hard, because this is not the worst thing I've ever watched. It's nowhere near the level in this the litmus test. the War of the Worlds, the last one with Ice Cube. As long as it's better than that, I can give it a passing grade, and it was better than that. And as much as I complain about the direction, it still looked good. As much as I complain about the screenplay, the actors did try. you know, and so they kept you engaged throughout the whole movie. Shockingly, I wasn't bored. I didn't get bored in the movie, even though I didn't too much like it. I didn't get bored, and that's a huge plus. But as far as me watching it again, I don't think I will, unless I'm seriously bored and it's on and I can't find nothing else. Yeah, I'll put it on in the background. But other than that, yeah, I'm nah. Cold storage was ice cold in my humble opinion. Cold storage gets a letter grade of a D. Yeah, Liam Neeson saved it. Georgina Campbell saved it. Joe Keery saved it. Other than that, nah. But that's just one man's opinion. I would love to know your thoughts. Did you check out Cold Storage, and how did you feel about it? I would love to know your thoughts. Email the show, kbradiopodcast@gmail.com. You can also search for the show on all social media platforms. Just search for the KB Radio Network. Also, don't forget about the 5 stars, the reviews, and sharing this show if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you are currently listening to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. Everybody, thank you for joining me for this review of Cold Storage. I want you all to know that I love you, continue to love everyone, and until we speak again, you all be blessed.